At 10 a.m., testing 15 of Spain's most famous foods in 24 hours sounded like a great idea. By 10 p.m., we were in trouble. Today, we've got 9 stops across Madrid, from a bar claiming to have invented Spain's most famous tapa, to whatever bad decisions happen after too much vermouth. Our goal? Find out what Spanish food is worth ordering, and if Madrid is the best place to eat it. By the end, we'll see if Madrid's legendary sandwich is worth the line, because we did not agree. Starting with Spain's most iconic sweet breakfast and dessert. Today we're at San Gines, which has been around since 1894. It's one of the most famous churro spots in all of the country and definitely in Madrid. And it's open 24/7. So you can come here for breakfast, or you can come after your vermouth. So one thing that's very different about traditional Spanish churros is they're a little thinner and crunchier, and they don't have cinnamon sugar like their Mexican counterparts. Instead, this is what the locals dip their churros in. The thickest, warmest, pudding-like chocolate. Wow. I actually wasn't sure if I was gonna like it without the cinnamon and sugar, because it kind of looks a little plain, but that chocolate.
It reminds me of like Nesquik, like hot chocolate.
It's an interesting take.
I'm probably gonna be paying for this later.
You're dairy-free, so you don't know.
I haven't had chocolate in a long
He doesn't
time.
know what real chocolate tastes like.
I don't.
This one's
It's all
rich and dark.
foreign.
We're starting strong. Starting strong today.
Me gusta.
Wow, you're so Spanish. Next thing you know, you're gonna be saying adios. Well, you've probably heard of churros, but I'm willing to bet you haven't heard of our next tapa. Now we're at Casa Gonzalez, which has been around since 1931, and it's a bit of a Madrid institution. It's kind of like a tapas bar speakeasy because it's really easy to miss. Outside, it looks just like a deli and cheese shop, which it is, but inside is one of our favorite tapas bars with amazing wine, amazing cheese, amazing tapas, and the friendliest staff. We come here every time we're in the city. If you want to drink like a local, you don't sip sangria, you sip this, vermouth. This is a kind of sweet, fortified wine made with roots, spices, and herbs. Nothing like vermouth after just a couple churros. Spain loves its pork, so at Casa Gonzalez, we're doing a little battle of the pork. First up, the one that you may have heard of, Spain's most prized meat, Iberian ham. This is made of black Iberian pigs, which are fed acorns, are a little bit sweet, and sliced so paper thin, it's actually illegal to import back in the USA, which means you just have to eat your body weight in it here. Shucks. That is the bite you come to Spain for. Now the pork that you probably haven't heard of, but is our absolute favorite thing in Spain, sobrasada. This is a cured spreadable sausage from the Balearic island of Mallorca. They mix it with some spices and paprika, so it's a little bit spicy. And here at Casa Gonzalez, they know what's up, and they drizzle it with a little bit of honey, so you get a little bit of sweet to balance it all out. I mean, it's crispy, it's crunchy, it's salty, it's smoky, it's sweet, it's rich.
It's all over your hands.
It comes with oily fingers and a happy heart. That thing is delicious.
Just look at this. It's incredible.
Onwards, more tapas to explore. Well, that is the kind of hidden gem we love helping you find. Because the mission of our channel is to help you eat like a local and avoid the tourist traps. So if that sounds like your vibe, hit subscribe. Our next place is a little more on the beaten track, but still totally worth it. We're at Taberna al Sur, which is one of the highest rated restaurants in all of Madrid, which is why we come here every single year. They're famous for their sangria, but that's a tourist drink. Locals drink Tinto de Verano, which is red wine with lemon lime soda. It's like red wine with training wheels. It makes it lighter and goes down very easy. Next up was Spain's famous patatas bravas, fried potatoes with spicy paprika sauce. It was actually said to have been invented here in Madrid in the 20th century. So we're having it from the hometown and the homeland. I'm not much of a spicy person, so I'm a little bit nervous. Try a small potato. That's a lot of sauce on that one. I may regret it.
It's gonna be spicy.
Okay. At first, There's like no heat. It just tastes like a really good fried potato. And then it doesn't even sneak up on you. It just like,
Not polite.
yeah, it's like rude. Spicy.
Next up was pimentos de padron, green peppers fried in olive oil, and lots of salt.
But the real roulette here is that 1 in every 10 pepper is really, really spicy. And they all look exactly the same. So you have no idea what's coming. Feels like a non-spicy one. Nothing yet. I'm waiting. No, I think I'm safe. All right, Caleb. Let's see.
I wasn't expecting to have to do this right away. Fast. You're just gonna make me keep going until I get a spicy one.
Yeah, you get it? No, you got it. You got it. Tindo Verano.
It feels hot.
Now that it's the afternoon, we're heading into the tourist zone to go to some of the more lively tapas bars.
At this point, our spirits were high, our stomachs were still empty, but we feared that wouldn't last long.
Now we're down Calle Gava Baja, which is a very touristy tapas street, which is why we did our tapas crawl in a different street. But La Parrilla still feels like a local bar. It's known for just really good, simple tapas, and exquisite, it's on the sign, vermouth de grifo. So obviously we had to get one, you know, culture and stuff. You know what's also exquisite? Their Galician style octopus. Very traditional tapa or main dish, depending on the size you get, of boiled octopus drizzled with olive oil, salt, and a little bit of paprika. Very simple. I say that all the time. Drives Caleb crazy, but it is, and smoky. If it's done correctly, it should be the perfect chewiness, but not like a tire. Wow. You barely have to chew it. Not spicy like Patatas Bravas, just that perfect little hit that balances all out. Another one of our favorite teeny tiny little Spanish tapas is the Gilda. This is a pincho from the Basque country, which we're going to next to try where it was invented, of pickled pepper, anchovies, and olives. Tell us if that's a little crazy for you or if you think you'd try it. And it's the perfect complement to vermouth because it's salty and briny, and apparently it's designed to make you want more vermouth. All right, you're supposed to usually eat these in one go, but I don't think this is fitting in your mouth in one bite. Does it make you want more vermouth?
What doesn't make me want vermouth?
We're gonna walk right past Mercado San Miguel. So we're at Pez Tortilla, which is kind of like a Gen Z tapas bar in Madrid. It's made by two friends who wanted two things: really good beer and ridiculously creamy tortillas. We're not big beer people, so what did we get? Vermouth. But we're switching it up. This time we got white vermouth. The real reason we are here is in the name. It's called Pez Tortilla, so we are here for the traditional Spanish tortilla. 3 ingredients: olive oil, potatoes, and eggs. This is the most debated dish in Spain because some people think it should be gluey, some people say it should be more firm. Every family has their different take, which tells you why it's so important. I don't even have to tell you what team Pez Tortilla is on. They are firmly team gooey. Wow. Like, I didn't expect it to be so incredible being 3 ingredients. And those onions are like tangy and sweet with the rich of the egg. That's dang good, baby.
We also had a croqueta, a crispy fried bite filled with creamy bechamel and usually ham and cheese or something else savory.
Oh, wow. It's like so crispy on the outside. That's a freaking flavor ball. Okay, are you team runny or team firm tortilla?
Well, we have a running one, so which other way could I be? I like this one.
This place is said to have invented the famous garlic shrimp, but we'll be coming to Grandpa's house later. Now we have more vermouth to drink. Madrid gets a bad rap for being kind of a boring industrial town, but it's stunning, and the food is amazing. We're now at El Anciano del Rey, which is a true tapas bar where you go up to the counter, where you order what you want. Uno vin dulce. Yeah. I ordered in Spanish and I feel so proud. And you have to bring it back to your table. This place is very special because it served wine to kings. It survived a war and it still serves one of the best vermouths in the city. My new favorite word is simple, and we're gonna turn it into a vermouth drinking game. To keep this simple train going, I hope you just took a drink. We are having pan con tomate, also called pan tumica.
It's a Catalan breakfast or tapa that is bread with olive oil and tomato rubbed on top and sometimes with jamon.
And it's simply amazing. It's that simple.
Then a bonus round. The house specialty, sweet wine paired with a small Spanish cookie called a galeta.
It's like literally a Nilla wafer.
There's gonna be magic with the drink.
That actually is really good. It kind of turns it into like a shortbread.
Is it like a sherry?
No, maybe. It's like a sherry meets a vermouth, meets a port, meets a wine.
I think this would be like actually like too sweet by itself. So I'm glad the cookie's like a little bit less.
Madrid was just getting started for the night. Unfortunately for us, we still had 3 more stops to survive.
So far we've been to 6 stops, and this one might be the fastest, but it's also one of the oldest. They are known for one thing, their cod. We gotta go to line number 2 and get some vermouth. Right here. Outside was full, so we were told this is now our table. So salted cod or salted bacalao is a very traditional Spanish fish. It's salted and rehydrated upon cooking, especially in places like Madrid where fresh fish is once a luxury. And here at Casa Labra, they make their big cod boneless and they deep fry it till it's nice and crispy. It feels very oily, which is probably exactly what we need to mop up all this vermouth. Probably the best fried fish I've ever had. It's simply amazing.
Shameful. Shameful.
Oh my gosh, wow. That one is so spiced. That was our lesser known hidden gem seafood, if you will. But now we gotta get one of the most traditional seafood dishes. We hinted at it earlier, and it involves shrimp. Let's go. This is my shrimp dance. Do shrimps do this?
I feel like that's your everything dance.
No, this is my everything dance. One thing we truly don't understand about Madrid, but it's why we love it so much, it's always bumping. But it's Wednesday night. People are out. They're out in the day. They're out in the morning. Do they work? I don't know. But we're here for it. Now, elephant in the room, this might not be the best reviewed tapas bar in all of Madrid. However, it is an institution, and they claim to have invented one of the most iconic Spanish tapas in the whole world, the gambas al ajillo, which is really Spanish garlic shrimp. So if we didn't include it, you wouldn't trust us. Okay. He also took my phone.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Perfecto.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay. Wow. Can I have my phone? Thank Gracias. I don't know what just happened. It started post-Civil War when there was scarcity and the owner of the shop could not find bread. So he bought shrimp instead. And then he found he was selling over 300 kilograms. And so it became an icon in Spain. And of course, we got a simple vermouth. I do not understand the reviews of this place that are like under 4 stars because those shrimp are amazing. They're like tender and kind of sweet and garlicky and salty and spicy at the same time. They're everything you want in one bite.
I mean, it's butter on shrimp. Like, come
Olive
on.
oil.
That's butter. Yep, that's butter.
It's olive oil.
And butter. And it's freaking delicious.
Bar La Campagna is right around Plaza Mayor, and you're gonna see signs all over that plaza for calamari sandwiches. But we've been told by many locals you don't wanna go to those spots. They are tourist traps, and you wanna come right here to Bar La Campagna. You're gonna see a line all day, but especially at night at the time we're here, because this is Madrid's ultimate drunk food. It's literally fried, crispy calamari on bread. We've been to Madrid 10-ish times, and we've never tried this because it makes zero sense to me. But after all the vermouth we've had today, we have to try it. Hope it's mayonnaise and not a napkin, because then I'm gonna be embarrassed. How do I eat this?
With your mouth.
No, I know, but like I don't think it fits in my face.
I can't.
There's mayonnaise on my nose. I do understand why we haven't had it before. I love the calamari and the mayonnaise, but the bread doesn't make sense to me. Calamari is fantastic. I skip the bread. Does the bread make sense to you?
Actually, yeah.
What? It's so weird.
Bread always makes sense to me.
True. Our houses divided. You gotta let us know if you eat a calamari sandwich.
Very simple.
I have no vermouth.
Where's my vermouth?
Well, it's safe to say everything we ate today wasn't just a classic, it was the very soul of Spain. And we love that every tapas bar here keeps that tradition alive. But today was just the traditional side of Spanish food. There's a whole buzzing, creative local tapas side that you don't want to miss. So watch this video right here to see where locals go for the ultimate tapas crawl,